Bytes, the only show that I know of that combines disability and gaming. It's one fine point on the space-time continuum. I am Captain Gimpy, and this is
Zen Goro. Yeah.
I was going to say, what is the donkey noise? Anyway, today we bring you a little bit from the world of speedruns. For those of you who don't know what speedruns are, we'll have the Wikipedia definition for you right here, but basically what it is that players challenge themselves to either complete an entire game or a section of the game in the fastest time humanly possible. This could include exploiting glitches present in the game or just being generally badass, which is true in either case. And there's one particular speedrunner that we have for you today. His name is Clint Halfcoordinated Lexa. What's so special about Clint Lexa?
Well, Clint Lexa has a physical disability which impairs the use of his entire right side of his body.
It's called hemiparesis, and basically what it is a condition in which there is scar tissue on the motor cortex of the brain, and he describes it in the following way, playing video games.
He says it's just basically, imagine having a mitten on your hand at all times.
Dude, it'd be pretty hard to use it on. Well, it'd be pretty cool though. You can use an arcade stick.
Yeah, you won't be able to feel the stress and hardness and stick. But then I could see how that would feel the stress and hardness and stick. But then I could see how that would be very, very bad for something like a speed run.
Oh, maybe. Clint recently he's best known for a couple of different games, both of which are titles developed by a company called Platinum Games. They do a lot of really cool, over-the-top brawlers. One of them that he did recently, and I think it was Summer Games Done Quick, it was June of this year, was Transformers. And we'll have a little clip for you right here.
50% faster than anyone else's. So we basically have to be in, and then he has this nice little dash that helps us close distance very well and actually allows for a couple skips later.
The next game that he's known for is called Vanquish. We have a clip queued up for you right here.
He is the hero that all the robots need. This guy does not want to be attacked by me. He's actually rather smart of him.
Yeah, that dude's pretty badass.
Yeah, it's like Metal Gear Rising.
Dude, that's the game. Just Platinum Games, man. I want to be making more of them. And put them on PC, guys. Come on now.
Yeah, you're missing a large fan base.
I need to have my PC games up. I love brawlers. So, Platinum Games, if you're watching. PC. So, another thing to know about Clint is that he does modern games, and a lot of modern speedrunners do things like Call of Duty challenges, but there's a huge portion of the speedrun community that focuses on retro games, so he described it as a lonely spot in the following way.
Yeah. A lot of the games I do run, Vanquish, Transformers, they don't really have other runners. So I'm both doing it one-handed and mostly by myself to figure out how to push the game.
Earlier, because we pulled this interview from Polygon, and Clint was asked about what options he'd expect in a game when it comes to limited hand usage, and he talked about how you really can't know what someone's position will be, and so it's really difficult to predict, but he did have this to say when responding to that question.
A lot of other disabled gamers have come up to me and told me that I inspired them to keep gaming and otherwise, which means more to me than I can even explain. It's really what I do for it in the end. they have a lot of varying situations, and you just cannot predict what would be best for each player. It could even be personal preference for someone who doesn't have a disability. And it's a really great thing to have custom controls built into your game, and I really want to see that more prevalently.
Speaking of which, a really cool thing, he's working with a developer on a game called, I believe it's called Motor Night, which is currently in early access on itch.io and Steam. And the cool thing about that is it has options for people who are colorblind, and they have completely customizable, programmable keys in-game, which means if we're talking about Street Fighter terms and I wanted to throw a shuriken, I could just do that with one button, which is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Evo, here I come. Here I come, Evo. I hope more people do that in games.
And it's really cool because, like, keeping something like an uppercut to a hotkey would make it easier to play that game. Because a lot of people get wrapped up in the whole competitive scene, like, oh, well, if you can't throw this combo, then you suck. And sometimes I always found that kind of haughty. That's the word, arrogant.
Yeah. Most people don't over enunciate for cheating, but it is haughty, yeah.
Yeah. So having completely rebindable keys is, I think, probably going to open up a larger consumer base for video games.
Definitely. I mean, first of all, before we go on to our personal thoughts on the whole matter, I mean, part of what we want to do here is inspire people. And, you know, one of the things that Clint said in an interview that he did, and this was quoted by both Kotaku in some form in an article, if what you see over there can be called articles, but that's just personal preference. I love some of the things they do, I just wouldn't necessarily call them articles. But he says that whenever he's interviewed, he always tells people that don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do, especially when it comes to video games. Because, I mean, the dude plays one-handed. What excuse do you have for getting owned when you're, like, physically normal? I bet you I can probably own you in some video games.